Hi guys, my name is Brian James and welcome to DB Automotive. Now, I have to apologise, it's been a while since I've posted any content, but with the winter shut work that we do at work, it takes up all of my time, and I'm actually lucky to get a day off just to do this. Not only there was that, I also managed to get COVID. I mean, it's just one of those things for modern life, isn't it? And that really knocked me around quite a lot. So I wasn't particularly fond of working on anything. So I've got news. You may have seen it on the title of the video. The clip may have grabbed you. The one that got away. Well, yes. So I've gone out and bought my old Holden Ute. Now it's an HQ 1979, HX HZ Holden Ute that I had over 20 years ago. Now, it was one of the best vehicles that I ever owned, and it's one of those things. So the thoughts of the day was you got rid of all your Australian cars and you managed to get American. So I sold my Commodore and I finally got the Camaro that I wanted, only to realise very quickly after I sold my Holden Ute that the Camaro just wasn't as good as the Ute. So the Ute, it's running a 383 Chevy, Stroker Chevy, turbo 400 with a 9-inch with Holden axle tubes welded into it, and it cruises along on the open road really comfortably. So it's a good open road cruiser. Now, since I sold it to when I bought it, the price of Australian cars has gone through the roof, obscenely so. And it is starting to come back down again. Now I figure that they've actually dropped to their lowest point. It's not something I ever considered I would get back. Every time it came up, and I'd been following this Ute for a long time, every time it came up, people were always asking way too much money. Well, maybe way too much money, but it was more money than I could afford. And we had other priorities. My wife and I were raising a family, so a Ute's no good for that. We were paying off a house. We already had cars, so an extra toy on top of the toys I already had, such as the chevrons and that, it just wasn't going to cut it. So this came up about a month and a half ago, and I'd watched the price drop on it, and I pulled the trigger, and we finally got it back. My wife and I finally bought it, and we got it back. Now I will grab the camera and swing you around to show you the Ute. It's still the same colour, it's still in good condition, it's still running the 383, the Turbo 4 and the 9-inch. It does need a bit of work to get it back up to the way it was when I sold it, but it's amazing. Now, I can't have too many cars, too many projects, so to that extent, the Bedford van, which I'll show you, that's been sold. My other Holden Commodore Ute, that's been sold. The bus behind me is for sale. Now, if you're thinking about it, I would suggest you come around and take a real good look at this. It is in excellent condition for what it is. It's running the Isuzu motor and gearbox, the 2-speed diff. It was getting COFs up until 4 years ago. All the motor and gearbox change had been, all the paperwork had been done. It had been certified. It was a standalone liveaboard tiny home come motorhome, and my friend he'd been doing it up for about 20 odd years. Now, if you've been watching my videos, you would have known this story, but if not, I will get it out to you. So 20 years he'd had this bus, restored it, put the Isuzu motor and box in it, done it all up. Like I said, it was getting COFs, which is the New Zealand warrant of fitness, and for trucks they are, or for heavy vehicles they are quite strict. He then sold it to another friend of ours about 4 years ago, who was living in it for 4 years until last year when he tragically passed away. I purchased it off the estate with the view that I was going to get it back on the road. Now, our friend Daryl, who had tragically passed away, he was living on his land in the bus, so I know it's good. When they pulled it out of the field that he had it in, they had to get in a mechanic to just release the brakes. So he backed them right off so it could be towed. It was towed here. That's how you see it. Now, I've been going through and cleaning it, and if you've seen the videos, you say all it's needed is a damn good clean, and that's what it's got. So I'm not asking a lot of money for it. So it's all an aid to take the sting out of buying my ute. Anyway, I should grab you and show you my ute. Okay, so here we go. Right, so that's the bus, that's what I want sold, that's what we're going to sell. And here's my ute. Okay, so there's not a lot to be done to it, but to drive it and enjoy it. And that's exactly what I do plan on doing to it. We will be looking at taking those tridents off, the mags, the jelly bean mags. I have an absolute passion of not liking them. I think they're absolutely hideous, and we'll put on something that's a lot nicer. Now, as you can see, it's in not too bad a condition. So, that's the Bedford van. Unfortunately, folks, that has been sold, and I'm not going to show you the other Commodore ute. So we'll do a bit of a walk around of the bus. So it's a 1963 SB3 Bedford bus. As I say, the original diesel motor has been taken out and an Isuzu unit has been put in. Now, the original diesel motor, they were okay for their day, but in typical British fashion, the only thing they were really good for is taking fuel, making noise without the byproduct of horsepower. And they were extremely good at just that. They were horrible, noisy, they didn't have a lot of go in them, and they were extremely thirsty. So we have, as I say, got an Isuzu motor and box in there, so things are good. So there is solar power on the roof. Okay, well, sorry about the sun in the eyes. I do have paint for the roof. We've got a 2-pot epoxy cream paint for the roof to be painted in. That can be the first project of the new owner. Now, I guess one of the things is you probably want to see what's happening on the inside. If you do, oh, okay, let's go and have a look, shall we? It may not be too good, but let's have a look. There's the driver's seat. There's a little alcove for you to sit in. We've got our cupboards, fridge, freezer, which I will be opening up. We just got it closed for you for a sec. Gas oven, which is in pretty good condition. We've got our sink right here. Oop. Again, you see it, we've got all our cupboards here. I see we've got the duct tape in the freezer. Best place for it, really. as we come into the better part, this is where the double bed was. Because our friend was living in it, we've taken the double bed out and thrown it out so you can start. You never want to sleep in someone else's filth anyway. So now coming around the back here, and I haven't cleaned it, so please don't criticise. We've got a gas calefont, a toilet and shower unit. So there we go, that is the bus. I'll just shut those. And now the seats do swivel around. You just pull the lever at the bottom and they can swing 360 degrees. The bus is registered, is on the books as a caravan, and it's able to take 2 people. So the bed, so the way they work it in New Zealand, let's get you out here. Oh, ute. Shut that. We've also got a shore power unit, so you don't have to rely on solar power. If you're close to a place or in a campsite, you can just click that into shore power and you've got full power. So as I was saying, the way they work it in New Zealand is your sleeping spaces in a caravan or a motorhome is how many seat belts you need. That has a double bed. That's it for the sleeping. So there's 2 spaces. It only needs 2 seat belts, which it is certified for. Now, it's deregistered. It ran out after my friend passed on. He didn't have the ability to put it on hold. And so it has gone into the deregistered file. That is why I'm not asking a lot of money for this unit. So what we do plan on doing is a lot more content about going to car shows and looking at the older vehicles. I will still be doing older vehicles up, so the ute will be getting stuck into it and getting a lot of things done on that. Same with the Chevron, and who knows what the future has. Also with this ute, I can get back into my sleeping pod, so we will start looking at putting that on the back of the ute and getting that all sorted. Now that's an interesting project and I'm sure you guys are going to really love that. So thank you for taking the time to watch. If you have any questions, by all means use the comments below, and hopefully I'll start posting up a bit more regular content. Okay, you guys have a great day. Thank you for taking your time to watch. Bye.